Hello, and welcome to another edition of Good Deeds. It's brought to you by justserve.org. If you're looking for ways to get involved in the community through donating your time or your resources to help make this a better community and help people in the process, well, justserve.org is a wonderful place to connect with these organizations and get involved. Today, we're talking with Sally Sue Stein from Gold Country Wildlife Rescue, and they are helping animals in our community every single day. You're doing some amazing work. Thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'd love to hear more about Gold Country Wildlife Rescue and the work that you do. When did Gold Country Wildlife Rescue get started?
I founded it actually, which explains the gray hair, in 1991. So we're into our 32nd year, I believe it is now. And
Wow.
we started just working out of our homes. Now, not everybody can just go out and do this. What we do is take in sick, orphaned, and injured wildlife. And you have to have a permit to do that. So we have a permit from the state and federal departments of Fish and Wildlife, and we're regulated by them and what we can do and how we can do it. So it's quite an undertaking. And when we started, we just worked out of our homes way back then. And it wasn't until 2010 that we had our first wildlife intake center that was in a building somewhere and that volunteers could go to and actually work. Now we lease the old animal services building, the old dog pound from Placer County. And that's where we do all our work now. We're open 8 to 5 every day, 365 days a year for people to bring us wildlife in need. They can also call us or go to our website if they need help figuring out is the animal in need and how to go about rescuing it. And if it's an animal they can't rescue, for instance, a lot of people aren't capable of picking up a raptor, a hawk or an owl or something like that. We do have a phone system that you can call and leave a message, and a volunteer will get back to you, and they get back to you pretty darn quickly. And we, can help get those kinds of animals in to our center.
Yeah, that's good to know because you never know when you're going to come across an injured animal or bird. And most of us don't know who to call or what to do. So it's good to know that you're there and can help these animals in need. I imagine as wildfire seasons have gotten more and more intense here in California, you're seeing a greater and greater need for your services.
We are. And last year was a pretty good year for all of us, right? California didn't have a lot of huge wildfires, thankfully, and we did not get any burned animals in. But in the year before, we got burned bear cubs, although we got a burned baby flying squirrel. So it runs the gamut from the little tiny animals up to the big animals. And we're one of only 4 facilities, rehab centers in the state of California that can take in the black bear cubs. So we're very proud of that because that doesn't come easily. And we're at our new facility. We do have new land that we're moving to. We bought 15 acres 2 years ago, and we can sure use the help of the public on our capital campaign to help us build that out. We are building an apex predator enclosure there for the bears specifically. And we have to build that to Fish and Wildlife specifications. So I always tell everybody when you go out to see it, it could take a direct nuclear hit because it has to keep very curious and busy bears inside. So we're proud of that. And, I just want people to know that we're here. So when a bird runs into your window, a lot of people think if the bird flies off, it's okay. But if it's down for any time, it probably has a concussion and needs treated. So we'd rather you bring that bird to us or another rehab facility that's closer to you. And cat-caught birds, always want to put those on antibiotics. So, if your cat brings you a bird, even if it's fluttering around, please bring it to us because if there's just the tiniest puncture wound, it's likely going to get infected and die if you don't get it into a licensed rehabber. So, it's from the little tiny animals all the way up to the bigger animals. We get coyotes, bobcats, raccoons, foxes, every songbird that you see out in your trees and at your bird feeder, owls, hawks, you name it, we get it. We see it and we take care of it. And our goal is to get all of these out into the wild, get them released back to the wild. We work very hard. We get a lot of baby animals that are in our care for months sometimes. We work very hard not to habituate them, not to imprint them on humans. We don't talk to them. We do have volunteers. We love volunteers. If you go to our website, which is goldcountrywildliferescue.org, you can learn how to donate to us or how to join us as a volunteer. We don't cuddle our animals. We don't even talk to the animals. Our facility, when you go into where the animals are, is you'll find it's very quiet except for the animal noises.
Wow.
We put up visual barriers so the animals don't see us, because it's important that we release a wild animal or they won't survive in the wild. So
Yeah.
we're proud of doing that. Sometimes it makes our work a little bit thankless because the babies are very cute and everybody wants to hug a baby, but doesn't matter how cute they are. We foremost in our minds is this is a wild animal. We have to keep it wild, and we're doing the right thing by keeping it wild. We get about 5,000 animals a year. So our busy season is March to September, when all the babies are coming in. So for instance, this year we've received 126 animals in January. But
Wow.
there are days in April and May where we'll get 40 to 50 animals a day in at our center. And
Your
then,
center
so
must be
you have to think
huge to
about,
house all those animals. That's a lot.
right. So think about the new ones that are coming in, all have to be triaged and cared for. A lot of times they need fluids, they might need medicines of some kind. All the babies, of course, are on heating pads. So all those animals coming in each day have to be taken care of. But in the height of the season, we might have 400 animals in our care that all baby birds need fed every half hour when they're first hatched. Even the squirrels need fed every couple hours. Some of these animals, like squirrels and opossums, when they're very tiny, need fed around the clock.
Mm.
So you can imagine it takes a lot of our staff time and a lot of volunteer time to just do the husbandry around these animals, not even feeding them, but keeping their cages, their enclosures clean. So there's a lot of laundry to be done, a lot of dishes to be washed, a lot of diets to be prepared. So it's like controlled chaos almost, because there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, but everybody knows their job. And it takes all of those people bringing along all those, people bring us a nest that's fallen down when they've pruned a tree or something. And, all those nests of baby birds, they get to be fledglings, then they get to be bigger birds and go into outside enclosures. It's almost like a ballet of animals moving through our center, going into outdoor facilities, then going to release enclosures. It's really amazing to watch when it's in full form, which is what happens in baby season. This time of year, we get mostly injured adults.
Yeah.
So
Well, it
it's
sounds like you have a great need for volunteers, and it sounds like it would be a very rewarding experience for a volunteer. So
it is.
hopefully we're
It
getting the
is.
word out and we can get more people helping you do what you do. We've got the information up on the screen right now. And I just want to thank you for what you're doing for these animals in our
Thank you.
community. It's absolutely amazing work that you're doing, and very worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you. And I thank all the people out there who rescue, because without them rescuing and bringing us these animals, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So the public is hugely important to us.